Guys, today I'm teaching you how to survive the desert tundra.
Alright, the accent's not gonna work. You're gonna need a lot of water, etc, etc. Let's go.
Guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're hopping in to the game we've been building for GG, and he wants a desert world with 3 different desert biomes. Who even knew there were types of desert? Now, I have already made most of the assets. We may need some more soon, but at least at this point in time, this is all we're gonna need. I've also split this area into 3 parts, which we need to put a texture on each of the grounds, and then we can really get cooking and rolling. First things first. Oh my, what happened to the lighting? This is disgusting. All right, this will do at least for now. I knew I was flying over here for something. We need this texture. So I think we're gonna use the sandy type texture on the first and last one, just like so. And then I wanna use the cracked texture on the middle one, which is supposed to be some sort of like wasteland type thing. He supplied pictures on how he wants things to look. Or at least references. So we're going to be following as closely to those as possible. I've also made myself an asset pack and kind of a drawing. Yeah, it's something. So first things first, I need to get some sort of just blockout put together of how we want this to be. You know, I started on what I was going to do as a blockout and everything's kind of just falling into place a little too quickly. So we are going to just build instead of do a block out because, yeah, when you have an asset pack, using the asset pack to do the block out, well, it makes everything just come together a lot faster. And I don't know, I guess I just don't need a block out this time. I really have been liking using like these sand mounds as like an indirect way to break up assets. Like here would be a hard cut, but instead we have this little mound, which just, I feel like adds more life to the environment and looks really cool in my opinion. I don't know if we can use many of them in this zone. I think a squared one and then bring this up a little bit, maybe down, something like that. And I don't know if any at all will be in this zone. However, I do know the ground needs to be a lot more cracked, something like this. And then we may grab some of these rocks and then recolor them a little bit. Most definitely gonna add in some of these rocks. Not too many, but I think something like this does pretty decent. Up next, this one was the savanna, so we're gonna use these trees here. This one's the wasteland, so it'll have these trees, and then this one is the Egyptian one, so it will have those. It will have pillars, the ruins as well, right here. Nice. This one goes in here. The tents most definitely will go into the first one. Cactuses will go into the last one. And the border, I think I'm going to use in all of them with a slight recolor, just to keep some consistency with the rest of the map. All right, let's focus in just on this savanna zone right now, so we could just get it finished up and really... Bro, the new Roblox movement, I feel like I'm just so confused all the time now. So we're gonna use the hills to make it quite a bit more border-esque. And I'm gonna rotate this one this way. Let's bring that down a little bit. And we're gonna have one on this side as well. I do like using these so the whole thing isn't just like the simulator borders. And I've really been trying to break up how my builds look, but I still have a lot of work to do on getting them where I want them to be. I'm gonna stretch this back to behind here, and we're gonna do the same on the other side. Now we're gonna put some of these around, which we definitely need to color shift them because, yeah, they're just really not that great. We're gonna make the top a little bit darker and the middle a little bit darker. This is starting to look so red. I'm just trying to follow what GG asked for, but it's definitely not exactly what I would do. I may color swap some stuff here in a bit. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of rotation to all of these. 15 is a bit too much. Let's put that on 5, and now we can just rotate all of them so it gives a more organic look. And also looks like stuff is sort of sinking into the sand, which I think looks really cool in deserts. I'm gonna scale these sides down just a bit, scale these trees down a little as well, and let's see. I'm thinking like 4 trees, something like that's not too bad. Let's make sure that none of these are floating. And then this tent, we definitely need to darken up a little bit just so it doesn't blend in with the ground. We'll put one there, maybe one here, and I think 3 is actually good. All right, the Savannah zone isn't exactly too bad. I want to figure out a couple more things I can do. Maybe adding in a few more of these guys, just surrounding a little more. This will just add a little more decoration, guys, okay? I don't know. Also, I could say in my entirety, I need to start, like, starting videos way earlier in the day. Bro, I have been so tired for the past, like, I don't know, 3 videos, I think, because I start them at nighttime. And it's like, bro, why don't I just wake up and make a video, and then I have the whole day to chill and do whatever I want? But no. I wait until it's like time where I want to go to bed, and then, oh yeah, this is the best time ever to record a YouTube video. It's not, guys. I definitely need to, I just need to, like, get better. I need to fix my sleep schedule and actually work when it is a reasonable time to work, not now, when I'm tired. One more thing I think I'm gonna do is grab these, and I'm gonna scale it way up. Can I rotate maybe to about here and use that as another layer of wall? Not that it's super incredible or does anything too great, but I'd say the more, like, levels you can add to a wall, usually the better it looks. Oh, I like that one a lot. And we'll also be able to add trees on top of these as well. Let's add our X marks the spots around the zone real quick. There we go. And now let's move on to the wasteland. This one should be quite a bit easier of a zone. There's not really much you can do here. I think I'm gonna have one set of these, something like this. I will have to recolor these, by the way, because they're not exactly great. In fact, let's do that now. I'm gonna try to saturation down, hue, mess with that a little bit. I think something around here doesn't actually look that bad. Put those on both sides. Let's go ahead and get a couple of these down. These are so good for any desert space, guys. Like, it doesn't matter the theme, they always look good. And they take up space, players can walk through them as well, which just feels good when you're exploring a map. Being able to walk through stuff, I genuinely think those are, like, one of the best things you can have in a desert. And they're super simple to make, which is also a huge plus. I'm gonna scale this tree down so it's a bit thicker. I just think that's better. Now, this is a wasteland-esque zone, so there's not exactly a lot we can put in here. I think it'd be cool to have one of these pretty big in the center. It might not, and we might just delete it, but it may. Yeah, that actually doesn't look bad, bro. Have that in the center, something like this, right in the middle of the map. I like that. I think we could reuse these hills to fill in the gaps over here. Let's see how this looks. If we just kind of scale that up, maybe move it back a little bit. Yes. Let's drop the saturation down, hue slide a little bit, something around here, maybe a little less saturation. Let's go with that. And then let's scale this so we don't have to worry about anything peeking through. Now we'll duplicate, throw those over on this side as well. And it really does just add, like, one more layer that I think looks so good. Bring out the one and only brush tool to get these X marks the spots all down. And just like that, the wasteland is done, at least for now. GG probably isn't up at the moment, so I can't ask for revisions tonight. But I'm sure he'll let me know tomorrow when he wakes up if there's something he doesn't like. I feel like this zone needs something. I'm just not sure what. Like, it's okay, but it's just, I don't like the color. I think that's it. I don't like the color at all. Wasteland, honestly, I think looks better than the Sahara one. We'll see what GG thinks tomorrow. And then the last one we have to do is the Egyptian one. Now, I don't think he wanted these as props. I think he wanted these as a gameplay element. So I am going to move those back off to the side. Now I'm going to grab some of these sand hills from the first one and really just pack in this zone and make it feel like there's walls without having walls. Literally, guys, just adding the sand. Look at this. I think the pyramid colors are going to need a bit of a change, but it's not looking too bad. I'm gonna add some of these in, all tipped and turned. And for the pyramids, I think we could just desaturate them a little bit. Somewhere around here looks at least a little bit better. And then same with this, we're gonna have to desaturate that. Maybe a hue shift as well. Okay, I just went back over the Trello and it actually does say these relics. It says for scatter assets. So I don't know if that's scatter as in decoration or scatter as in gameplay. We're gonna use him as scatter for decoration now, and if he wants something changed, we could definitely change it. That will be what we add in last though, just in case it needs to be changed. We don't want to overdo it with this decoration, just to realize that it wasn't supposed to be a decoration. So we have a pillar, 2 cactuses, and a palm tree. Let's open up our brush tool and we're just gonna get to work, guys. So cactuses first. I love selecting 2 of a model, like since we have 2 variations of cactuses, or I guess it would be cacti. I love selecting 2 of them because then brush tool we'll just pick a random one. Leaves a little bit less for me to do. Now that those are placed, let's go ahead and do the palm tree. Guys, trees in deserts, oh my gosh, it just adds so much life. And after the palm tree, let's go ahead and do the pillar. And we do want wobble on the pillar. Throw some out in the dunes. We'll have to adjust these, of course, but they're here. That's the important part. Now that we brush tooled everything to scatter it around, let's go back and start adjusting. Obviously, this one looks a little rough, so let's fix that. We're gonna sink it on into the ground. This one as well. This one can just be flat, maybe a little bit. We'll try that for now. We'll sink this one. Just the top of that one showing as well as this one. Now, lastly, we are gonna grab these 3 relic type things and just brush tool those on. We're not gonna do too many, but just to add in some little colors. All right, I am gonna spin all of them towards the players, just because if we don't, there's not really a point of them. Middle one can be deleted. We could sink this one on into the ground, this one as well, and so same with this one. This one we will turn a little bit so it's more towards the players, and of course, sink it into the ground. All that is left is our X marks the spot. Let's make sure wobble is turned back off, and let's paint some X's. All right, these borders back here, I think they need a saturation boost, which is a nice change of pace because we have been desaturating everything. And I feel like with a little boost, it looks a little bit better. Here is our 3 types of desert zone. And we definitely are going to be adding some more stuff when we hear back from GG. I'm sure there's some sort of gameplay element that needs to be added to each zone, as well as maybe a couple unique asset ideas. But this is a beautiful base to start with. All right, guys, building 3 desert zones in a pretty small amount of time, not too mad at it. Of course, there's going to be some other odds and ends we need to add to make it fit GG's game even better, but this is a great spot for today. That is going to wrap it up for the building portion of the video. Now, for the 3 questions from the previous video, let's check them out. Question number 1 is from Gage. Do you have some inspirational things to say to a new builder? I live by one rule, Gabe. It takes 1. Yes, it takes 1 new build to throw you into superstardom. Maybe people love your unique style, you know? It takes 1 new game to completely change you and your family's life. It takes 1 new video on YouTube to go viral, and then from then forward, you have a more poppin' channel, which could also change you and your family's life. If you want to be a game developer or a YouTuber or anything, guys, it only takes 1. Even in real business, it takes meeting 1 new person as a business relationship to completely change everything. Guys, remember this. Don't overcomplicate it. It takes 1. Question number 2 is from Epics. What do you think the most important part of a simulator map is? I gotta be honest, I know other developers are gonna hate this, okay? But it is what it is, right? If you want to make a simulator and you want to show the build to everybody so they think it's cool, make it unique, okay? If you want to make a simulator and your main goal is making money from the game and having a lot of players, it kind of lose the uniqueness, right? You can have a cool build style and a unique build style, but when it comes to map layout, I wouldn't stray too far from the driven path. I'd say the linear map layout or the world-to-world layout is the top 2 ways to go. I made a game called Super Slayers a while back, and the map was pretty sick. Had more of an open world style than anything else, and people liked it for the build, but they didn't really enjoy playing on the build, if that makes sense. Most simulator players are a bit younger, and you get instant gratification when you get to the next spot and you can like look back and see 20 zones behind you. So I would say layout-wise, keep it simple, don't stray from the driven path. However, build-wise, you can be as unique as you would like. Make sure to have a lot of pretty colors and particles. Last question is from Kavita. How do your family members feel about you doing full-time game developing in Roblox? Well, the family at this point in time is pretty small. I would say it's my brother and my mom, and the rest of the family don't really check in. So we'll say my brother and my mom, they both think it's pretty cool. In our eyes, as long as you're making enough to support you and your household, it doesn't really matter what you're doing. I mean, it'd probably be frowned upon to do like illegal things, other than wheelies, of course, because we're gonna keep doing wheelies. But yeah, they think it's fine. They think it's cool. I'm able to do YouTube and develop games. It's pretty awesome. And they haven't come up to me yet saying, hey bro, what are you doing? Which I'm sure the time will come when I'm like, hold on, I can't keep going with the old man jokes. I'm gonna go to bed.